You've seen him in the background of presidential photos, standing tall and quiet. But what's really going on behind the scenes in Barron Trump's life? At just 17 years old, he's one of the most mysterious teenagers in the world. And today, we're pulling back the curtain on what he's been up to and why he's been so careful to keep it under wraps. From his unique upbringing to his surprising hobbies and the pressures of being a Trump, this is the story you haven't heard. But before we get into it, let me ask you this. What do you think it's like to grow up in the spotlight while trying to stay out of it? Stick around, because this is going to surprise you. Barron Trump was born into one of the most famous families in the world. But unlike his older siblings, he's managed to stay largely out of the public eye. While his father, Donald Trump, was making headlines as the 45th President of the United States, Barron was growing up in the shadow of the White House, literally. But here's the thing. Barron isn't just the quiet kid in the family photos. He's got a personality and interests that might just shock you. For starters, did you know he's fluent in Slovenian? That's right, thanks to his mother Melania's heritage, Barron can speak the language fluently, something that sets him apart from the rest of his family. And speaking of Melania, she's been fiercely protective of Barron's privacy, making sure he has as normal a childhood as possible. Well, as normal as it can be when you're living in the White House. But let's talk about Barron's life. Now, he's no longer the little boy we remember from those early Trump presidency days. At 17, he's towering over his family at 6'7", making him one of the tallest members of the Trump clan. And while he stayed away from social media and public appearances, there are a few things we do know about him. For one, he's got a passion for sports, particularly golf and soccer. In fact, there are rumors that he's even considering a career in professional sports. Can you imagine Barron Trump as a pro athlete? It's not as far-fetched as you might think. But that's not all. Barron is also a tech whiz. He's been described as a computer genius by those close to the family, with a knack for coding and all things tech-related. Could we be looking at the next big name in Silicon Valley? Only time will tell. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. The pressure of being a Trump. Growing up in a family as polarizing as the Trumps can't be easy, especially when you're just trying to figure out who you are. Barron has had to navigate the challenges of being in the public eye, while also dealing with the expectations that come with his last name. And let's not forget the constant scrutiny from the media. From rumors about his schooling to speculation about his future, Barron has had to grow up fast. But here's the thing. Despite all the noise, he's managed to stay grounded. Those who know him describe him as polite, reserved, and incredibly intelligent. In a world where fame can change people overnight, Barron seems to be taking it all in stride. But wait, there's more. Did you know Barron has a secret talent that's completely unexpected? It's been reported that he's an incredible pianist. That's right, while most teenagers are busy scrolling through TikTok, Barron is reportedly spending hours perfecting his piano skills. And get this, he's even composed a few pieces of his own. How's that for a hidden talent? It just goes to show that there's so much more to Barron than meets the eye. And speaking of hidden talents, there's been talk about his interest in fashion, with a mother like Melania, who's a former model and fashion icon. It's no surprise that Barron might have an eye for style. Could we see him stepping into the fashion world in the future? It's definitely a possibility. Now, let's talk about Barron's future. At 17, he's at a crossroads, deciding what path he wants to take. Will he follow in his father's footsteps and enter the world of politics? Or will he carve out his own path, pursuing his passions in sports, tech, or even music? One thing's for sure, whatever he chooses, the world will be watching. But here's the question we all want answered. Does Barron even want the spotlight? From what we've seen, it seems like he's more than happy to stay out of it, focusing on his own interests and living life on his own terms. And honestly, can you blame him? So, what do you think about Barron Trump's personal life? Is he just a regular teenager trying to figure things out, or is there more to the story? One thing's for sure, Barron Trump is a fascinating figure, and as he grows older, we're bound to see even more of what makes him unique. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Barron's world, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories like this. And let me know in the comments, what do you think Barron's future holds?